See this problem? Two different wires having lengths L1 and L2, respective temperature coefficient of linear expansions are alpha 1 and alpha 2 are joined end to end. Then the effective temperature coefficient of linear expansion is. So here two wires are given. So the length of the two wires are L1 and L2 and their coefficient linear expansions are alpha 1 and alpha 2. And if the two wires are joined end to end, so what is the effective coefficient of linear expansion? That we are going to find. So let L1 dash and L2 dash be the length of the wire and the temperature changes by delta T. So at T degree centigrade, L is equal to L1 plus L2. L equivalent is equal to L1 plus L2. Yet T plus delta T degree centigrade, L dash equivalent is equal to L1 dash plus L2 dash. And we know from the coefficient of linear expansion, which is given by alpha is equal to delta L by L into delta T. This is nothing but L2 minus L1 by L into delta T. So from this we get L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus alpha delta T. This is the formula for final length. So L equivalent is given as L1 plus L2 L equivalent into 1 plus alpha equivalent into delta T is equal to L1 into 1 plus alpha 1 into delta T plus L2 into 1 plus alpha 2 into delta T. Equivalent is nothing but L1 plus L2. So L1 plus L2 into 1 plus alpha equivalent into delta T is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L1 alpha 1 delta T plus L2 alpha 2 delta T. So L1 plus L2 get cancelled. So by expanding this, we get L1 plus L2 plus L1 plus L2 alpha equal into delta T is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L1 alpha 1 delta T plus L2 alpha 2 delta T. So L1 plus L2 get cancelled. So I have to find the alpha equivalent. So delta T get cancelled on all the equations. So we get alpha equivalent is equal to L1 alpha 1 plus L2 alpha 2 divided by L1 plus L2. So this is the effective coefficient of linear expansion when the two rods are joined end to end. Problem. A black light beaker has volume capacity of 500 cc at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. When it is partially filled with mercury of volume at 30 degrees centigrade, it is found that the unfilled volume of the beaker remains constant as the temperature is varied. The gram of the beaker is given as 6 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade, and the gram of mercury is given as 1.5 into 10 power minus 4, where gamma is the coefficient of linear expansion. Then we are going to find, or we are going to ask the volume of mercury in cc. So here in this problem, the volume of the beaker is given as volume of the beaker is given as 500 cc. And we are going to find the volume of mercury, and gamma of beaker is given as 6 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade, whereas gamma of mercury is given as 1.5 into 10 power minus 4 per degree centigrade. So here given as the volume of the beaker remains constant. So the volume is constant, then the condition is V1 gamma 1 must be equal to V2 gamma 2. So whenever V1 gamma 1 is equal to V2 gamma 2, then the volume of the mercury remains constant. So here it is given as beaker and mercury. So V of beaker to gamma of beaker must be equal to V2 of mercury and gamma of mercury. So we are going to find the volume of mercury, which is nothing but volume of beaker into gamma of beaker divided by gamma of mercury. So by substituting these values, volume of the beaker is nothing but 500 and the gamma of beaker is given as 6 into 10 power minus 6 and the gamma of mercury is given as 1.5 into 10 power minus 4. So this can be written as 15 by 10 and becomes it is 15 into 10 power minus 5, which is equal to 500 into 6 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 15 into 10 power minus 5. And minus 6 plus 2 becomes minus 4. This is equal to 6 by 30 into 10 power minus 4 divided by 15 into 10 power minus 5. This is nothing but 15 2's, and again this is 2 into minus 5 becomes plus 5, so this gets 20 cc. So this is the volume of the mercury. So here the condition is to keep the volume remains constant, V1 gamma 1 must be equal to V2 gamma 2. By using this we can find the volume of the mercury. We get it as 20 cc. This problem, when the temperature of the metal wire is increased from 0 to 10 degrees centigrade, the length increased by 0.02%. The percentage change in its mass density will be closest to 2. So here the change in temperature is given as 10 degrees minus 0 degrees centigrade. So delta T is nothing but 10 minus 0, which is nothing but 10 degrees centigrade. Whereas the length increased by 0.02%, and we know but the percentage in length is given by delta L by L into 100 is equal to 0.02. So from this, delta L by L is equal to 0.02 divided by 100. And we know from the definition of alpha, so alpha is nothing but delta L by L into delta T. So from this, delta L is nothing but alpha L into delta T. Here alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion and delta T is the change in temperature. So the coefficient of linear expansion is given by alpha is equal to delta L by L into delta T, and delta L by L is nothing but 0.02 divided by 100, and the change in temperature is given as 10. So this is equal to 0.02 into 10 power minus 3. So this is nothing but 2 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade. This is the value of alpha. And now from the relation gamma is equal to 3 alpha, we get the gamma, that is the coefficient of volume expansion, as 6 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade. So this is nothing but coefficient of volume expansion, 6 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade. And from the definition of formula, we get delta V by V into 100 is equal to gamma T into 100. So we know the definition of gamma is nothing but gamma is equal to delta V by V into delta T so from this delta V by V is equal to gamma delta T and delta V by V into 100 is equal to gamma delta T into 100. So this is nothing but 6 into 10 power minus 5 and delta T is 10 into 100. This is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 2. That is equal to 0.06. So this is a percentage change in volume. And from the definition we know density is equal to mass by volume. So if the volume increases, density is decreases. So here the volume is increased by 0.06%, whereas the density is decreased by 0.06%. So here volume increased by 0.06%. So density is decreased by 0.06%. This is problem. In anisotropic, non-isotropic solid, metal cube has coefficient linear expansion as 5 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade along x-axis and 5 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade along y-axis and z-axis. If the coefficient of volume expansion of the solid is c into 10 power minus 6, then I have to find the value of c. So alpha in x direction is given as, so let us consider that as alpha x, which is nothing but 5 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade. And alpha in y direction and z direction is given as, alpha y is given as 5 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade, and similarly alpha z is given as 5 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade. And the value of coefficient of volume expansion is gamma is given as c into 10 power minus 6, and we are asked to find the value of c. So here alpha x and alpha y, alpha z are the coefficient of linear expansion in three coordinate directions, x direction, y direction, z direction. So if there are alpha values in three direction, x, y, z direction, then the mean coefficient of linear expansion is given as gamma is nothing but alpha x plus alpha y plus alpha z. This is nothing but 5 into 10 power minus 5 plus 5 into 10 power minus 6 plus 5 into 10 power minus 6. So by writing all in 10 power minus 5, we get this as 5 into 10 power minus 5 plus 0.5 into 10 power minus 5 plus 0.5 into 10 power minus 5. Therefore we get this value as 6 into 10 power minus 5. This is the value of gamma. But gamma is given as c into 10 power minus 6. So which is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 5. So c is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 5 by 10 power minus 6. So this is equal to 60. So you get the c value as 60. At 40 degrees centigrade, a brass wire of 1 millimeter radius is hung from the ceiling. A small mass m is hung from the free end of the wire. When the wire is cooled down from 40 degrees centigrade to 20 degrees centigrade, it regains its original length of 0.2 meter. The value of m is close to, and the coefficient of linear expansion and Young's modulus of the brass are 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade and 10 power 11 Newton per meter square respectively, and G is given as 10 meter per second square. Here the wire has the radius which is given as radius R is equal to 1 millimeter, which is nothing but 1 into 10 power minus 3 meter. This is the radius of the wire. A small mass, so mass is given as m, whereas the change in temperature is given as delta T is equal to 40 minus 20 degrees centigrade, which is nothing but 20 degrees centigrade, and the length is given as L is equal to 0.2 meter, and we asked to find the mass close to the value, whereas the coefficient of linear expansion alpha is given as 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade, whereas the Young's modulus of the wire, which is denoted by Y, which is given as 10 power 11 Newton per meter square, and the value of G is given as 10 meter per second square. And from the formula of alpha, which is nothing but delta L by L into delta T, from this delta L given as alpha L into delta small t, or it may be capital T, the change in temperature is delta T. So if we consider here the capital T, we get the alpha L as delta T. So you can find the value of change in length. So from this, alpha is given as 10 power minus 5, and the length of the wire is given as 0.2, and the change in temperature is given as 20 degrees centigrade. So this is nothing but 4 into 10 power minus 5, because 0.2 is nothing but 2 by 10, so 10 get cancelled. You get this as 4 into 10 power minus 5, the change in length is. And from the definition of Young's modulus, so Y is given as Y is equal to FL by A delta L, and from this also the delta L is given as FL by AY. And we know the force F is given as mg, which is nothing but m into g to L by A is nothing but pi r square into y. So on substituting we get, you have to find the value of m, and g value is nothing but 10, L is nothing but 0.2 divided by pi is 22 by 7, and r square is nothing but 10 power, r is 10 power minus 3, so r square is 10 power minus 6 into Young's modulus of the wire is given as 10 power 11. So this can be simplified. This is equal to m into, this is 2 by 10, so 10 get cancelled, we get 2 into 7 divided by 22, and 10 power minus 6 plus 11, which is nothing but 10 power 5. So this is the change in length which is found from the Young's modulus for expression, and this is the change in length when it is from the coefficient of linear expansion. So these two change in length must be equal, because it is hang from the ceiling. So by equating these two, we get m into 14 by 22 into 10 power 5, that must be equal to 4 into 10 power minus 5. So from this, m is equal to 4 into 10 power minus 5 into 22 into 10 power 5 divided by 14. By cancelling with 2, we get this is equal to 2 into 22 by 7, that is nothing but 44 by 7. There we get the mass as 6.28 kgs. So this is a value of mass. So see the next problem. Two rods A and B of identical dimensions are at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade, and if E is heated to 180 degrees centigrade and B is up to T degrees centigrade, then the new length are the same. And if the ratio of coefficient in expansion of A and B is 4:3, then the value of T is. Two rods are given, A and B. For the two rods, the initial temperature is given as 30 degrees centigrade. And both rods have same dimensions. And A is heated up to 180 degrees centigrade. So for the rod A, the final temperature is 180 degrees centigrade. So here the T2 minus T1 becomes equal to 180 minus 30, that is nothing but 150 degrees centigrade. Whereas B is heated to temperature of T degrees centigrade, so here the change in temperature T2 minus T1 becomes T minus 30. And the new lengths are same, that is delta L is same for both rods A and B. And the coefficient of linear expansion is given as alpha A by alpha B is equal to 4/3. Then you have to find the value of T. So we know the delta L is given by delta L is equal to alpha L into delta T. So delta L is same for both the rods A and B. So alpha A, LA and delta T is equal to alpha B, NB into delta T. And the length is same for both the rods. So alpha A by alpha B is given as 4/3. So alpha A by alpha B is equal to, so length of A and length of B are same. So this is the delta T of A and this is the delta T of B. So it's nothing but delta T of B by delta T of A, which is nothing but, for B it is T minus 30 and for A it is 150. And this alpha A by alpha B is given as 4/3. So 4/3 is equal to T minus 30 by 150. And cross multiplying this, we get 3T minus 90 is equal to 150 into 4. Thereby 3T is equal to 90 plus 600, which is nothing but 690. Therefore T is equal to 690 by 3, which is nothing but 230 degrees centigrade. This is the next problem. A thermometer graduated according to a linear scale reaches a value x0 in contact with boiling water and x0/3 when in contact with ice. What is the temperature of an object in degrees centigrade if this thermometer in contact with the object reads as x0/2? Here, so let us take a thermometer which ranges from 0 to 100 degrees centigrade. So let us take this as 0 degrees centigrade and this as 100 degrees centigrade. x0 when contact with boiling water. So here the value is given as x0 and x0/3 in contact with ice. So the temperature of ice is 0 degrees centigrade. So in contact with ice it is given as x0/3. And we are asked to find what is the temperature when the thermometer is contact with the object which reads as x/2. Let us consider this as x0/2 and let us consider the temperature at this point is T. So now I have to find the temperature T degree centigrade. So T degree centigrade is given as x naught by 2 minus x naught by 3, which is nothing but, so 6 is LCM, so 3x naught minus 2x naught, which is nothing but x naught by 6 and x naught minus x naught by 3 is nothing but 100 minus 0, which is nothing but 100. So from this we can get 3x naught minus x naught by 3 is equal to 100. So 2x naught is equal to 300 implies x naught is equal to 300 by 2, which is nothing but 150. So by substituting this x naught value in T degree centigrade, we get T degree centigrade is equal to 150 by 6. So this can be cancelled. 75 by 2. This is nothing but 236, 37.5 degrees centigrade. So the next problem, a rod of length L at room temperature and uniform area of cross section A is made of metal having coefficient and expansion alpha, and it is observed that an external force F is applied on each of its ends prevent any change in the length of the rod. When the temperature rises by delta T degrees Kelvin, the Young's modulus is Y. So I have to find the Y value. So the length of the rod is given as L and area of cross section given as A, and coefficient of linear expansion is alpha per degree centigrade, and force is given as F. Change in temperature is delta T, and the Young's modulus is Y, which you have to find. So the Young's modulus is given as longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain, and stress is nothing but force by area, and strain is nothing but change in length by original length, delta L by L, and this is equal to F by FL by A delta L. Whereas delta L is given as alpha L into delta T. This is equal to FL by A into alpha L into delta T. So L will get cancelled. So we get Y is equal to F by A alpha delta T.